If you have to put someone on a pedestal, put teachers. They are society's heroes. The duties of a teacher are neither few nor small, but they elevate the mind and give energy to the character. The best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. Your heart is slightly bigger than the average human heart, but that's because you're a teacher. Teachers can change lives with just the right mix of chalk and challenges. Teaching is the greatest act of optimism. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Students, don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It is not what is poured into a student that counts, but what is planted. Teachers have 3 loves: love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing the first 2 loves together. The art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. Education doesn't just make us smarter, it makes us whole. Teaching kids to count is fine, but teaching them what counts is best. I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. I like a teacher who gives you something to take home to think about besides homework. I have learned silence from the talkative, toleration from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind. Yet, strange, I am ungrateful to those teachers. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. A teacher who is attempting to teach without inspiring the pupil with a desire to learn is hammering on cold iron. Good teachers know how to bring out the best in students. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Change is the end result of all true learning. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. The learning process continues until the day you die. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. They know enough who know how to learn. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. They cannot stop me. It is in the home, school, or any place.
Good evening, everybody. Could you please confirm if I'm audible? Could you please put a yes in the chat if I'm audible? All right. Thank you. Good evening once again. Thank you all for registering and attending this national level online faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research, jointly organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC of University of Engineering and Management, Jaipur, Rajasthan, and the Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC of Nirmala College, Muatupura, Autonomous, Kerala, in association with IPSR Solutions Limited. Today, we would like to welcome our resource person, Dr. Suresh Nambudri, who is the Director of SPA Technologies, Pune, and also all the FTP participants of today. Now, about this FTP, this is a one-week FTP program with live sessions from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, the fee for LMS access and processing of certificate is rupees 400. All the participants who have paid the processing fee will receive the LMS access, the video recording for all the days, and the provision to download your FTP completion certificate. The procedure for receiving the certificate will be informed to you towards the end of the FTP. If any of you would like to make the payment and get this access to the LMS and certificate, you can make the payment of ₹400 to the account details I've put in the chat. If you are unable to attend any of the live sessions, they will be available in the LMS. Now, we have shared the LMS access details through email to those who have shared the payment proof in WhatsApp till yesterday. Those who have shared the payment proof in WhatsApp today, we will send send LMS access details by email by later in the day or by tomorrow. Now, this is actually our 4th day of the FTP. And if you have any trouble in attending this WebEx online session, you can also attend it through the YouTube live link, the link of which I've already put in the chat. Now, my name is 𝐬𝐧𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐞 I'm working as Global Relations Manager with IPSA Solutions Limited, and I will be the event moderator. Now, coming on to today's FTP technical session, the topic will be underlying threats of OBE and generative AI in teaching. This is going to be delivered by Dr. Suresh Namboothiri, who's the Director of SPA Technologies, Pune. Now, Dr. Suresh Namboothiri is a product design specialist with over 30 years of experience in industries like automobiles, consumer electronics, home appliances, and telecommunications. As a former COO of Tata Motors, he was part of the team that developed India's first car, the 𝐸𝐴. Over his career, he has designed and developed over 200 products. Many of them were the first in India. Having interviewed over 12,000 candidates for senior positions, Dr. Suresh Namboothiri's insights led him to investigate the state of Indian engineering education. His research involved collaborating with global industry professionals and Ivy League universities on a pan-India survey. Currently, he serves as the Director of SPA Technologies Pune and consults with leading institutions such as IITs and NITs. He's a mentor, researcher, educator, and corporate consultant specializing in outcome-based education, design thinking, and AI tools. His academic background includes a BTech in mechanical engineering, MTech in production engineering, and an MBA in new product development. His PhD research focused on cognitive requirement for startup and entrepreneurship. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Sachin, for the introduction, and good evening to all, and welcome to this faculty development program. And first of all, I have to congratulate all of you because you have decided to attend this program because this is futuristic, and I will be taking sessions today and tomorrow. Today, I will be discussing about OBE, that is underlying threats of OBE. Why should we go for OBE? Is it only for NAAC or accreditation purpose, or why it is very important for us? Then I am going to tell you if we are going to introduce OBE, then artificial intelligence, that is generative artificial intelligence, that is going to be the real help and a real tool for implementation of OBE. I plan to cover these two today, and tomorrow I will be focusing on application of artificial intelligence for high impact research. So today, basically, I am going to focus on OBE and the application of AI for that implementation, means qualitative implementation of OBE. And tomorrow I am going to speak about generative AI for high impact research. I would like to tell you that these two I normally take about 1 or 2 days program, but for this purpose, I am going to condense it. But my strategy for condensing is to explain all the concepts clearly so that your mind will start working in a very different way. So therefore, as this Chinese say, instead of giving fish, you teach fishing. Therefore, here my objective is to explain the concept well so that you will be clear about what to look for and how to use them. So that is what I am going to do. So today, let us start. Let me see the, okay. Now let us start first with the OBE part. And I will be explain details and once we go through this program. And before I start, I wanted to tell you a few things. Point number one is that whatever I am going to speak here, it is not there on internet. It is not there in textbooks, or it is not there on any YouTube videos. Most of these things are developed by us with our own research. Therefore, my request is please pay attention. And many of the details which I am not able to explain here in this 2 hours to 2 hours session, those things are there in LMS, Learning Management System. You can always access it there. And point number 2 is what I am going to speak to you is going to be beneficial not only for you, not only for your institution, but it is for your for family members and all your near and dear, because these are all applied educational concepts and futuristic, so that once you start applying this, all your people around you, they start understanding there is a difference in you, because ultimately when you learn these points, these are all transformatory. So let me start sharing our program. So I will start now. For the last few years, due to the change in government policies, you know that now like they were giving approval for sanction for autonomous institution, now there are universities. I am sitting in Pune speaking to you that in Pune 6 years ago we had one university, that is Savitribai Phule, that is Pune University. Now there are about 15 to 16 universities. This is the way in which universities are started, and there are many autonomous colleges, and you know that there are many foreign universities are coming to India. So this is very, very important for any institution. Any institution, they want to survive, what they need, they have to differentiate. They have to differentiate. So what is this? Differentiate is like a forging. You need to really go through that. You need to really fine tune everything, and it is something like forging a finished part. That type of care is required. So I am going to speak to you first, starting from differentiation institution. Now the main thing is that why should anybody differentiate? Why should anybody differentiate? First thing is that differentiation is a necessity. It is a necessity. Differentiation is a responsibility because you are here in this education sector, and your society, parents, students, everyone expect you to differentiate yourself. So it has become your responsibility to differentiate. Then if you are determined to differentiate, if you are differentiating in the right way, it's a big opportunity for this for the differentiation. Fourth thing is, if you differentiate and if you grow, you leave a legacy. You take care of Columbia University, Harvard University, Stanford University, or Oxford University, or you see many other universities. They all, the founders or the educational administrators, they all left a legacy. So this is what we need to differentiate in this competitive environment because of the necessity, because of responsibility, and because it gives an opportunity, because we need to leave a legacy. But the real question is that, what is real differentiation? What is real differentiation? And who can, how can we differentiate? Who can make that differentiation? We are going to speak about that one. We are going to start from there here. What is the real differentiation? Whether professors becoming dean is a differentiation, or making big interiors and setting air condition is a differentiation. Making some marble palace is a differentiation. Making some big domes and making a good website is a differentiation. These are all beautification. This beautification, as they say, beauty is only skin deep. When you are going for sustain, the real differentiation is something deeper. We are going to speak about that. What is that differentiation which is deep? Now we are coming to this outcome-based education. Can be made a good differentiation. How you can make this outcome-based education as a differentiation, I am going to tell you here. First of all, we have to see this face. He is Dr. William Spady. He is the father of outcome-based education. Basis of OBE is his paper. It is his paper, the OBE model, reference organization for results, the basis of authentic restructuring and reform. This is what the basic paper of William Spady, he published this paper in 1988. Now you see the program, what he envisaged and what he has said everywhere and what every other country is doing. Please see this. Here, when you see like that, in India, officially, OBE is implemented in a truncated way. If you are seeing an Indian OBE, you will see it starts from program outcome, course outcome, unit outcome, lesson outcome, but that is not OBE. You can make a good differentiation here. Real OBE is one step above, that is exit outcome. Exit outcome means what is the ability, what are the attributes, what are the capabilities a student has gained through this education, what is his or her ability when they leave educational institution through the exit gate. That is what the exit outcome. We are not speaking about exit outcome here. We are starting only from program outcome. When you think about exit outcome, the differentiation begins there. And this exit outcome, because it is not there in our system, that is the reason in 2023 December, our Ministry of Education, they have introduced a new system called NHEQF, that is National Higher Education Quality Framework Descriptor. Now, for NAC accreditation, they are going to come and ask for this attainment of this descriptors. That is 5.5 is the descriptor level for a 3-year 3-year, 6 semesters or 4-year undergraduate program. 6 is the bachelor's degree, honors or honors with the research. 6 is the postgraduate diploma. 6.5 is for master's degree. 6.5 is for master's degree. 7 for master's degree, that is ME MTech. 8 for doctoral degree. If you go to internet and search for NHEQF descriptors, you can download that book. In that, one by one you will see what you must gain when you are assuring this OBE for your college. Means if you are a 3-year degree, 4-year degree program, you should have 5.5 and 6. When it is a BTech engineering, you should have a 6. When it is an MBA, one should attain NHEQF the descriptor 7. And for doctoral degrees, it has to be NHEQF 8. So let us see here what should be this. This is actually coming exactly in line with the exit outcome of OBE. Means when it is in a 6, descriptor level 6, that is duration 4 years, 8 semesters, that is for BTech or in the new regulation graduate program. Knowledge and understanding, general, technical and professional skills required, and application of knowledge and skill, generic learning outcomes. All these things are exactly, it is in line with the exit outcome as envisaged by Dr. William Spady. Now let me tell you, why is it required? Why is it required? Is it another fad? Or can we make some data? But I wanted to tell you that it is dead serious. It is dead serious for us as a patriotic Indian. It is dead serious because it is going to support our country's progress. If we are not doing this, I really feel this might be one of the last opportunity for our country to survive. This is that serious. I will tell you why. Now this is about the doctoral degree 8 that yes. Now you see this. Now this person, this video is shot at Hyderabad airport. This person is proudly showing a trolley with a screen and he can do this thing. But do you know what is important thing about this particular video? In this video, only thing Indian is that person. Only thing Indian is that person. Look, he is walking away from reality. This is what happening here. Now, see this newspaper photograph. This I have taken this photograph some 2 months ago. In this, you are seeing so many products which each one of our friends and family, everyone is buying. In this, you just see which product is conceived and developed in India. Nothing. Now here you see, this is a screenshot I have taken from Reddit. Here there is a question. Which operating system is good? Apple iOS 17 versus Samsung One UI 6 versus Xiaomi Hyper OS Control Center. Who did it better? This is from a subreddit called India Tech. What is India Tech? For the last 45 years, we are working in software and we claim that we are very big in software, but we have not developed one operating system. Even though across India, in more than 3,000 educational institutions, for the last 20-25 years, there is a degree given MCA. There are degrees called BTech Computer Science, and all this program, they have got a syllabus. You take their syllabus. There is a program called Operating System Design. That means minimum some 20-25 lakh people passed this computer science and they studied this operating system design. But why India has not developed one operating system? This is really shameful for any patriotic Indian. Why we are not able to do this? Now, this is a time we need to understand. It is not that infrastructure issue. From 1965, IIT Kanpur had one of the biggest IBM supercomputer. From 1978, IIT Bombay started BTech Computer Science. All these people, all these institutions could produce only another set of Lord Macaulay type of engineers. They all went somewhere, started serving somebody. They could not add these type of things to the body of knowledge. Why this is happening to our country? Why this is happening to this country? This is the main question we have to answer. Now go to Wikipedia. There is a page called a list of inventors. There are more than 1,300 inventions, entries, inventors' names are there. Out of this, you go there and count how many Indians are there. Only 4. These only 4. It is starting with, you know whom? Sushruta invented surgery. It is including Sushruta, there were only 4. What is happening to our country? The people who started coding or software development as a service in India, they all have gray hair like me. Means these many years. And here there are so many software companies. Take Infosys, take TCS, take Cognizant, all these. But whether they developed a software language, whether they developed one particular application that has got a whole world acceptance, whether we developed something like a Photoshop, whether we developed something, whether we developed anything for the hardware, whether we developed a mouse or a keyboard, no. This is what we have to think. If we are going to be always followers, we cannot become a developed country, as our Prime Minister says. If we need to achieve that, our approach should be very different. I am here to link that one with the OBE and how an institution can make a difference, how they can implement OBE qualitatively, because the father of OBE, he himself said, first improve quality, then only go for attainment calculations. Here, people are directly going for attainment calculation. Instead of understanding Bloom's taxonomy, we are directly going for, we are in our normal to map against Bloom's taxonomy. I will show you this thing one by one. Now you see this one. Now this is a crowd. 3 days ago, this was the crowd in Bombay for buying iPhone 16 Pro on the first day. iPhone 16 Pro on the first day. Now, this we need to understand here. iPhone 16. See, iPhones are being made in India. This is the 5th or 6th model being made in India. But after the 6th model, whether anybody in India got the skill to make another iPhone. Now, this is not the thing happened in another country. In China, the products like the phone companies like Huawei, OnePlus, Vivo, Oppo, all these companies were subcontractors for some of the Western companies. And when they started doing subcontracting, they started learning it. They started designing modules. Then they started making modules of the phone. Then they started making the entire phone design. Then they started making their own phones. And now they are competing with these people. Now, you know what? Apple, when they introduced 16, introduced iPhone 16, Chinese company Huawei and the Samsung, they all grew up to compete, up to challenge them. Samsung even teased them, when you are able to develop a foldable phone, let us know. This is a type of the messages they wrote on Twitter, that is X. So this is what the important thing. Why are we not able to learn? Why are we always remaining as slaves? Why are we always remaining as followers? We in software industry, why are we always waiting for something else to come? Always there is, whenever a new technology comes, we become the service people for that. Whenever a new technology comes, we reduce our price and go around the world and say that I will do that programming for you. Why are we not the people developing it first? I will tell you my own example. I have gone to 7 NITs. In 7 NITs from a computer science people, we asked from the stage, how many of you are how many of you are users of Instagram? Everyone raised their hand. We told that in 24 hours, you suggest one additional feature for Instagram. We will give you 1 lakh rupees. Nowhere, nobody came forward one suggestion or one feature suggestion for Instagram. But at the same time, every 3 months or 4 months, Instagram is introducing new feature. Why are we not getting such ideas? Now, here you see, this is the crowd. This is a crowd. Now, let me show you here. What is the price? iPhone 16 Pro Max. This individually, this is only in Bombay. They are standing there with a queue. Here, India has got the maximum price for iPhone. It is 1,44,900 rupees. If you see Vietnam, it is 1,23,000. UK 1,23,000. Singapore 1,22,000. USA it is only 99,200. And Japan 8,000. See there, these are all people standing there for buying iPhone 16 by paying almost 1.5 lakh rupees. And you know what? During my youth, I only have heard that people are paying EMI for buying a house. Here, people are paying EMI even for buying a phone. And this is the way our economy, our money is getting pumped to various countries. Because even State Bank of India is giving loan for this. State Bank of India is a government company. If State Bank of India making a loss, our government is compensating that loss. That type of a bank is giving loan for this. And this is the way, that means we are actually supporting some other country. What is the real reason for this? We need to think about that. What is the real reason for this? And this is the time we need to understand when some people here, thousands of people standing on whole night in the queue for an finished engineering goods coming from China, and that time in Tamil Nadu, over 200 engineering colleges filled just 10% of seats. 37 engineering colleges didn't get any student at all. Why this is a situation? Now you all think that this may be happening only for engineering. It is not. This type of a cognitive deficiency, this type of an inability is happening across the spectrum. Now you go, take any field and see who is the originator of this, who is the world's number one of this. You will see they are not Indians. They are not the people coming from this education system. You just take this, take Bollywood. Most of the movies are copied from somewhere. You take the serials. Now, about 90% of the Indians are watching Korean serials. Everybody wants to marry Jim. This is the way, this is the same situation coming. Now you see like this, it is not engineering alone. You take a science stream. We are not pioneers, innovators, or leaders in botany, chemistry, physics, zoology, biotechnology, microbiology, computer science, home science, electronics, environmental science, geology, food technology, analytical chemistry, organic chemistry. None of these things, we are the pioneers. Take commerce or management, any of the theory, any of the principle, any of the system, commerce, business administration, travel and tourism, integrated commerce, for financial services, everything you will see, we are not the pioneers. Take applied science, we are not pioneers. Take health sciences, we are not the pioneers. Take social sciences, we are not pioneers. Take the fundamental law and humanities, we are not pioneers. So if we have to become a developed country, the imperative thing is that we have to become pioneers in something. Now let me tell you the difference between a master and a slave. Let me take the example of iPhone itself. 2 years ago in the magazine, it is not magazine, they call newspaper, the Economist, there was an article. It was breakup of an iPhone. Breakup of an iPhone, about $700 iPhone. Who is getting how much money? You know what? Maximum money is going to Samsung. Samsung is supplying the display and a chip. They are getting about $15.5. In this way, supplier of camera, supplier of various things, how much money they are spending? You know what? How much money the company who is assembling the iPhone is getting? $5.7. Out of $700, the assembler of iPhone is getting only $5.7. And we are taking very big thing of that. We are assembling iPhone. Out of $700, we are getting $5.7. And this $5.7, it is totally automated. None of our people are gaining skill from that. We are not able to get any skill because it is such a minute micro nano technology. We are not getting any skill with that. At the same time, we need to understand at the various other places where we can get skill, we are not able to gain skill because if you have to absorb something, you should have that absorbing power. A sponge is absorbing maximum water because sponge has got that absorbing power. Our system is not making us like a sponge for a knowledge. That is the main deficiency. Why is such a thing happening to our country? We are 20% of our world's population. Then why such a thing happening to us? I am going to speak about that one here. I am going to speak about that one here. Now you see here, this is what India's trade in 2023. India's trade is 760 billion import, 448 billion export, and whether it is not the true story, because 216 billion is the trade deficit. That means we have to find dollar from somewhere and we have to spend if we have to get the import. What is the reason? Our imports are of high skill, high value items like finished engineering goods, computer software, computer hardware, etc. Our imports are high skill, and you know what? We crave for our imports. We crave for iPhone. We crave for Photoshop. We crave for Google services. We crave for them because of their quality, their innovative nature. We crave for them. At the same time, nobody is craving for Infosys software services unless we reduce our price, unless our lower, unless our make our rupee value low. There are no takers for that. Because whatever Infosys, TCS and all doing here, that many other companies in the world can do, because they are not coming with anything, that type of a unique process or unique service. Therefore, our exports are of low skill, low value, heavily discounted item like low-end software services, raw materials. For your information, we are selling raw material, enriched iron ore even at a price of 40 paisa per kg, and common machinery, etc. This situation is directly linked to our levels of Bloom's taxonomy. This type of thing, because if you are seeing here trade deficit is 268 billion, that means even if you see our foreign exchange reserve, it is only to service 2 years of trade deficit. So these are all linked to skill. People may think that it is politicians. People may think that it is the infrastructure. It is not infrastructure. It is not politician alone. It is actually the skill level. Yesterday, I was reading that, there is a company called Snapdragon. Snapdragon is a processor used by almost every mobile phones now. Snapdragon is another Intel. Snapdragon is another AMD. I will be telling wrong to say that Snapdragon is another Intel. Yesterday, Snapdragon offered Intel, I am ready to buy you. So Snapdragon has gone to that level. You have to understand, Snapdragon does only design of chip. They are not making the chip. They do not have infrastructure. It is in the same way. Nike is only designing the shoe. They do not have infrastructure to make the shoe. In the similar way, who is stopping us from designing and using infrastructure elsewhere? Why are we not able to do that? When bullet train plant in India, why IIT Bombay or IIT Madras or IIT Delhi is not taking initiative is there? These are all the reason I am going to speak to you here. This is the issue with the cognitive rigor, or what we are lacking here in this. It is not, because about few years ago, I was in Singapore, one of the universities in Singapore. One professor told me, in India, what is lacking is not physical infrastructure. Lacking is mental infrastructure. What is that mental infrastructure? I am going to explain through this. It is directly linked to our levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Now you see this. What is the current reality? What our graduates can do? And it is very clearly seen from Bloom's taxonomy cognitive domain. Across India, this is a result of an ethnographic survey. 94% of our graduates are confused graduates. They are not interested in anything. Just to think about an example. Think about this example. Mechanical engineering BTech has got about 54 papers in 4 years. After studying all 54 papers, no student or very few students can say that I am interested in this. I am interested in thermal engineering, or I am interested in gas dynamics, that is compressible fluid flow. They are not able to say, they are not interested. Many of the people, they are coming out and they are telling that after studying 4 years of mechanical engineering, they only realization is, I don't like mechanical engineering. Why such a thing happening? Why these people, you know what? They are creating family problems across India. almost every household in India, this 94% passed out students, they are going and fighting. They want to go to Germany, they want to go to Australia, they want to go to Britain, they want to go everywhere. You know what? They want to go for higher studies. After 4 years of degree, they don't feel like they learned anything. They don't feel like they learned anything. They want to go abroad for studies. And if someone is coming and telling me that I am interested in production engineering, so I want to do a master's degree in that, I will be happy to sell my house and send that person for higher studies. This is not. He or she is not interested in any subject. They are only thinking that some magic is going to happen in that my master's degree, and then I am going to become employable. This is what the situation for 94% of our graduates. Why such a thing is happening? Now, just to go there, these are all 94%. They are in the bottom level. That is, remember, level of Bloom's taxonomy. Now let us go one step ahead. It is 3.7% of our graduates are average graduates. They are in the Bloom's understanding or comprehension level. Understanding or comprehension level of Bloom's taxonomy. You know what? These people, at least some of the subjects they studied, they can explain in their own words, or they can construct some meanings about that. These people, they are the people getting job into these companies like Infosys, Cognizant, TCS, etc. Because they can undergo a training there. They will comprehend that training and they will start working there. Now you go one step ahead. 1.5% of graduates are practical graduates. These are the only people. They are the best people you can get in India. 1.5%. They can understand something, develop an insight with that, and they can apply that insight at some other place. This is the type one can get the best graduates in India. Now, up to here it is lower order thinking. Now go for higher order thinking of the Bloom's taxonomy cognitive level. Analyze, evaluate, and create. This particular group, they are only 0.8% in total across India. They are only 0.8%, not even 1%. This is the tragedy here. This is the tragedy. We are not getting students with the higher order thinking. We are not able to create students of higher order thinking. That means any experienced teacher, professor, you are listening to this, you please see 100 students, how many of them are actually meeting the requirements of higher order thinking? That is, analyze, evaluate, and create. This is the place. You know, sometime back when I was in US, one of the professors told me that there is a group called gifted people. You go to Wikipedia, there is a page called gifted people. These gifted people are the people. A girl who dances without even learning dance, singing without even learning singing, doing very good mathematics even without going through any special training in mathematics, doing very good design as a sixth sense. These type of people are gifted people. On Wikipedia, it is written 1.5% of every demography is gifted people. We are not even able to catch those gifted people. We are actually chasing away these gifted people. Chasing away. This is what the main thing we need to understand. We need to think. Why are we chasing away gifted people? Why are we putting systems in such a way that gifted people have no entry? Let me tell you an example. You know, there is an institution called the NTTF, that is Nettur Technical Training Foundation. You know, the students, graduates from there, they are across the world. They are working in some of the top companies across the world. most of the electronic products, even now, when what we are buying, these are all created by them. Even now, see, few weeks ago, our Prime Minister went to Singapore and he went to a place called National Semiconductor, one of the biggest chip manufacturing company there. You know, there, most of the people working there are from NDTF. But do you know why? NDTF diploma is not recognized in India. Now let us go ahead from here. This is what the situation of Bloom's taxonomy. How does it affect that type of a Bloom's taxonomy situation? How does it affect OBE and graduate attributes of NPA? That is, for engineering. For engineering, there are 12 graduate attributes. And we see like that. We see one by one. When we go through this engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design, development, solution, one by one when we go, we see that only 1.5% of our engineering graduates are attaining graduate attributes. If GATE, you know that GATE examination, Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering, I am very much confused about that particular examination. Even though I wrote as the second batch of GATE examination, I had a very good score in that. But GATE is an examination which closes the future of Indian engineering. The reason is like this. Point number one, graduate aptitude. If it is a graduate attribute test in engineering, it is right, but it is a graduate aptitude. Means after graduation, we are seeing aptitude of engineering. Second thing is that if GATE examination is an exit examination, it has to follow a project type of examination. But you take a GATE question paper. It is given in subject wise. It is something like I am going to a restaurant and asking for paneer butter masala. If that waiter is bringing in 1 katori paneer, 1 katori butter, 1 katori masala, and in 1 katori some spices and water, if they are bringing that one to me, GATE is an examination. At least those question paper setters should understand that it is for a graduate engineer. There is no problem in this world coming thermodynamics wise, fluid mechanics wise, industrial engineering wise. It is coming as a combination. I, being a product designer, I have not developed anything from only one domain. Everything is interdisciplinary. At least if it is a GATE examination for mechanical engineering, why can't we put a combination? There, if we are going to design a gearbox, let it be including its lubrication, its strength of materials, its material selection, its complete aesthetic design. This combination is not there. So this is the way we are not attaining graduate attributes here. Why we are not able to attain? Now I am coming to this. This is of UGC. UGC has got 15 graduate attributes. Here also situation is same. Only 1.5% of our graduates are actually attaining graduate attributes. Now, what is the result of this? Just imagine, our Indian rupee is the only 1 rupee in the world, falling. Nowhere it is coming back. Nowhere it is coming back. The main reason is the trade deficit. Main reason is we are not able to design anything, manufacture anything which other countries are craving for. We are only creating something, low value item. Unless we reduce our rupee value, we cannot find a buyer for that. So when I will tell you this, when India got independence, it was $1 was 4.5 rupee. And now it has come to 84. Nobody is predicting that Indian rupee will go back to some level. They are predicting that by 2027, 28, it will reach 100. And why should we keep this? Because if we are to keep some 80 lakh people employed here, we need to have this. That means if only to keep some 80 lakh low skilled people employable, we 140 crore people should suffer. Our petrol prices are high. Our all our all medicine prices are high. Our every household expenditure is high. Because of this reason, this is the way things are going down. Now, let me show you another one. I do not know how many people will be knowing this. This is a thing I know, because when I was in high school, $1 was only 7.5 rupee. And at that time, with this 1 rupee, I am from Kottayam in Kerala state. From my place, I could take a bus, go to Kottayam town, and the bus ticket was 10 paisa. There I could go and eat a good masala dosa, 60 paisa, and I could come back 10 paisa. And even after coming back home, I had 20 paisa still in my pocket. Even now that same masala dosa, instead of 60 paisa, it has become 110 rupees. So this is what ultimately where it is coming from. Why this inflation? Why our currency is going down? Everything is linked to Bloom's taxonomy and the way in which we are seeing. Now you see this one particular thing. This is what real OBE. OBE start with exit outcome. And William Spaddy specifically said, exit outcome should be originated around student placement and advancement. It should be defined by curriculum and content structure. Exit outcome should be focused on instructional delivery. Exit outcome should be evaluated on student assessment and credentialing. This is what Dr. William Spaddy said. This is what everywhere in the world they are following. This is not the thing we are following. Here, exit outcome itself is not there, and we are not planning entire syllabus around student placement and advancement. We are planning everything around faculty publications. This is a very big difference. This is what actually a differentiation new universities and autonomous institutions can do. You create exit outcomes. You make everything originated around student placement and advancement. You can do research there. You can do research everywhere here, but let it be clear. If it is OBE, it has to be exit outcome. It has to be exit outcome, and exit outcome should be originated around student placement and advancement. Now I am going a little faster here because of lack of time. Now let me tell you this. Sustainable growth can be ensured only by attaining exit outcome. And the prerequisite for this exit outcome is pedagogical excellence. Through pedagogical excellence, we can attain exit outcome, and then our main thing is that what is pedagogical excellence? Let me tell you first of all, pedagogical excellence is a very loose word. It is spoken everywhere. But what is pedagogical excellence? Pedagogical excellence, that is actually a process. Let me tell you very clearly. I will explain it through Bloom's taxonomy. This is Bloom's taxonomy's cognitive domain. In this cognitive domain, India is the only country Bloom's taxonomy is used for setting question paper. Everywhere else, Bloom's taxonomy is considered as an attainment level. It is considered as an attainment level. If you see what is pedagogical excellence, it is the process of raising students from bottom level of Bloom's taxonomy's cognitive domains to the higher level of Bloom's taxonomy's cognitive level. That is how to raise students from remember to understand, how to raise students from understand to apply, how to raise students from apply to analyze, analyze to evaluate, evaluate to create. This is what the process of pedagogical excellence in cognitive domain. Now, you know that in India, we are speaking only cognitive domain, but in this era, the most important domain of Bloom's taxonomy is affective domain. It is not cognitive domain. I will tell you why. This is receive the knowledge, responding to knowledge, valuing the knowledge, organizing the knowledge, and knowledge will become the characterization of that student. This is what told by the affective domain of Bloom's taxonomy. You see the first one, receive. See, a teacher goes to the classroom. If teacher is not able to make students receive whatever he or she delivers, the entire education stopped there. Entire education stopped. Nothing is going to happen. So the most important skill of a teacher is to make the student receive that knowledge. If that person is not going to receive, then what is going to happen? It's a zero. That is the reason every student, every teacher should be the marketer of that particular domain. Unless he or she knows, like a marketer does in the market, in a very competitive market, finding the ways to penetrate the mind of the customer. Similar way, it is very important that receive. That is, teacher should be able to penetrate the minds of the students. So then student will start responding to it. Then student will start valuing that knowledge. Then student will start organizing, prioritizing that knowledge. Then it will become characterization. See, when you go to a hospital, you will see a doctor. He or she is really ingrained to their body of knowledge, that profession. Similar way, whoever studying in our subject, why our students are not becoming the character totally ingrained or totally immersed into that subject. That is what it is. It is important thing is the affective domain. Now we are coming to the psychomotor. Many people think that psychomotor is a secondary skill. It is a hand. But you know what? It is not only hand. Psychomotor is about entire body. Psychomotor is about our body-mind coordination. Every field, even if you are studying, or even if you are in MA English, biology, zoology, or Hindi, Malayalam, we need psychomotor skills. Psychomotor skills starting with the imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, and naturalization. Anything we develop a skill, we must go through this. Imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, naturalization. So ultimately our education, that is pedagogical excellence or the educational excellence, it is the combination of all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy. All three domains of Bloom's taxonomy, and this we have to grow through this. This is very important in an era where it is an fully filled with post-COVID, post-artificial intelligence, post-AI era, where there is no job existing for the lower levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Here the jobs are existing only where the higher order thinking. There is no job because all these lower level jobs can be automated easily. And that is the reason today there is a news item. Today there is a news item saying that many of our IT companies are shifting. They are giving a beautiful word called nearshoring. Nearshoring in the sense they are going to leave India. They are going to select some few people and going to some countries which is near to those developed countries. That is one more way of saying that, okay, now it is convenient for us to leave India. So we are leaving India and we are going to fire all these people. So my understanding is that most of the IT companies who are all in that Bloom's taxonomy, remember that is second level people, they are firing almost 50,000 to 60,000 in every half year. This is the way firing is happening now, and the people who trusted these companies and they lived there, they are all going to look at the sky and see what is to be done. This is not the situation if we are raising our level through pedagogical excellence, through this educational excellence, because we will have insights, we will have additional higher order skills. We will be able to grow. We will be able to do something if something is lost. So now let me show you something, and I wanted to tell you that the only way to achieve this particular combination of skill, that is all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy, it can be achieved only by certain processes. Certain processes in the sense, these are all higher order teaching skills. What are these higher order teaching skills? Because right from receiving, from receiving to remembering to responding, we should have a cross of all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy. And this is not the thing actually our teachers are trained for. India might be the only country where we take teachers without even seeing their teaching ability. They think that it will automatically come, but it can't come automatically. That is a very different thing. My understanding is, even in colleges, even in universities like Harvard, if a teacher is appointed, he or she has to go through some 3 months rigorous training on pedagogy. Then only they will be put in front of teachers. But here, all these new universities, new autonomous colleges, none of them have a pedagogical training department. You know what? If there is a private bus company, if they have got more than 20 buses, they should have their own automobile workshop. But here at university with 2,000 teachers, they need not have a pedagogical excellence center. They need not have. And teaching is speaking. And how many teachers have really tested how their extempore speaking is, how their body language is? Okay, that's a very different thing. That is what happening here. You see that this girl went to Canada and publicly she told in their live TV that it was my dream to leave India. So now let me come to another one. Many universities claim that they are following some syllabus of some foreign universities. Nowadays, in every foreign university, their syllabus is available. There is nothing stopping from these universities in India to take those syllabuses and introducing here. But here question is, why those syllabuses are not giving the same result here in India? If the syllabus is most important, there are YouTube videos. Even there is edX, there is Udemy, there is everything available. Then why such a thing? Why such a thing is not creating the same result in India? I am going to tell you about that. Why it is not giving. See, in Bloom's taxonomy, we all know that there's a Dr. Benjamin Bloom's, his original taxonomy, that was in 1956. Then in 2001, that is this Anderson and Krathwohl, means who are all the people alive from the 1956 team. They, by considering all the criticism, they created a modified Bloom's taxonomy, that is in 2001. And the way in which it is explained, I have seen many people speaking. They are saying that from old Bloom's taxonomy to revised to Bloom's taxonomy, there are two differences. One is that knowledge become remember, and evaluate, and synthesis evaluation become evaluate and create. Instead of evaluation going in the top, it become create, and evaluation becomes second. That means synthesis is equivalent to create. That is the problem. That is the problem. It didn't happen like that. The main accusation about Bloom's taxonomy's 1956 was that knowledge cannot be taken branded in one. There are various dimensions of knowledge. There are various dimensions of knowledge, and evaluation is secondary. The topmost thing is creation. That is why we believe in God. God is the creator. God is not the evaluator. It is a creation. So I am going to speak about that here. It is a knowledge dimension. Knowledge dimension in the sense, you see here, knowledge can be, it is in 4 different ways: factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, metacognitive knowledge. Knowledge cannot be put it in one. So what is factual knowledge? It is knowledge of terminology, knowledge of specific details and elements. That is what the knowledge of that is what the factual knowledge. Then conceptual knowledge. I am going to explain some very interesting things here. Knowledge of classification and categories, knowledge of principles and generalization, knowledge of theories, models and structure. This is what the conceptual knowledge. Then the procedural knowledge, knowledge of subject-specific skills and algorithms, knowledge of subject-specific techniques and methods, knowledge of criteria for determining when to use appropriate procedures. Then most important knowledge is metacognitive knowledge. Metacognitive knowledge has got strategic knowledge, knowledge about cognitive tasks, contextual knowledge, conditional knowledge, self-knowledge. These are all the things, completely 4 different levels of knowledge. Now you see that remember and factual knowledge, it is reciting and listing. If you have to recite and list, no need to even understand language. It is parroting. That is, remember factually is actually parroting. Without even understanding, one can do that. But remember conceptual is recognize what you already know and understand what might be helpful for the task. Remember procedure is recalling your existing experiences, skills and technique. Remember metacognitive is identify your taste and preferences. Answer task to show your thoughts and opinions. Similarly, comprehend factual, summarize the meaning of content. Comprehend conceptual, classify your comprehension by answering complex questions. Comprehend procedure, demonstrate knowledge, skills and understanding. Now you need to understand one thing. I have seen many people telling that my son is very smart, very intelligent. He can take my phone and do this. You know, he is not intelligent. Okay, I hope he will be intelligent, but at least in this case, he is not intelligent. He is only doing remembering procedural. But if that boy taking an Android phone and doing this, then taking an iPhone also and doing this, then I will say that that person has got apply procedural, carrying out skill. Similarly, comprehend metacognitive is understand. So understanding is a metacognitive level skill. Apply factual is employ. It is employ means whatever boss says, factual thing, do it and go home. Apply factual is employ. Apply conceptual is provide. Apply metacognitive is use. Similarly, let me show you here various ways. Create factual is produce. Means iPhone is produced in India. It is we are doing something based on factual. Everything is decided by somebody else. Now create conceptual, generate appropriate original ideas, plans. This is the place in which ChatGPT remains on Bloom's taxonomy. That is generation. Create procedural is design. Create metacognitive is create. Now let me tell you one thing. In a low skill country, we grow like this. Recite, summarize, employ, deconstruct, critique, produce. We go like that. In a high skill country, we go identify, understand, use, separate, decide, create. These are the 2 extremes. We are going for the factual way. And any invention, any high research output country, they are going through the metacognitive way. This is the very different thing when we are speaking from the Bloom's taxonomy cognitive level. This entire thing can be achieved, can be actually achieved if there is a mind, if there is a determination. We can achieve this exit outcomes. We can achieve this qualitative OBE. Qualitative OBE. I am not telling, keep the calculators away. Keep the Excel sheets away. Before doing attainment calculation, there is lot of qualitative things to do. I am sitting here to speak about that. What are all the qualitative things to be done so that the institution will become useful to society, to the country, to the parents, so that the teachers will shine like a diamond, so that ultimately there will be a differentiation. This is the key thing of today's session. I am once I establish this, once I explain these things to you, I am going for generative AI and how to use generative AI for pedagogical excellence. For your information, I do only two things, two transformatory things. One is artificial intelligence for pedagogical excellence. Second is artificial intelligence for high impact research. I am really passionate about those things because as a patriotic Indian, I am very much convinced about that these are the two things it is to be done here. And that is the reason I decided that till I breathe, I am going to do this. So this is what, please pay attention. I am going to tell how to do this. Now let me go to the next slide. This is cognitive rigor matrix. If you my screen will not be very clear here, but you can go to Google and you can search for cognitive rigor matrix. There you will see that you will see a concept called depth of knowledge. On the vertical axis, it is Bloom's taxonomy, and on the horizontal axis, you will see depth of knowledge, that is DOK1, DOK2, DOK3, DOK4. And this is going to be really, really useful for your education. Now, you just see this. This is a banana tree. This is a banana tree. When we see this banana, we are not going to think who designed it. We are not going to think who manufactured it. But you know the tragedy. Even after seeing an innovative thing here, our engineers are not even getting a thing that. They think that all these cars, all these telephones, all these calculators, all these iPads are all coming less, growing in some trees. They don't think that engineers like them creating this. This is a real tragedy of our place. Now let me tell you, I am not sitting here to rant. I am not sitting here to complain. I am sitting here to find the solution. I am sitting here to tell you what to do for this. Now we have come back to the cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy once again with the same percentage. Now what to do? See, in all developed countries, take Japan, take America, take China, they are not, everyone is not in higher order thinking. Everyone is not in higher order thinking because God has not created us all with higher order thinking. Even in China, they need factory workers. Even in America, they need factory workers. So they are all in the, but in remembering level of Bloom's taxonomy, we cannot have more than 35 to 40%. We cannot have 94. We have to push minimum 50 to 55% of students from Bloom's lower level, remember level to upper level. So what is necessary for that? For that, the basic thing is language for comprehension or literacy for constructing their own insight. If there is no language, we are not going to create our own concept. We cannot create insight. We need a language for that. India is a country, we know that every parent tells the child, don't study language, study science. So when we study science, it is only remembering level of science. And since they go in the same way, they go to +2, they study the remembering level of science. They go to Kota, Rajasthan, they study the remembering science, level of science. They go to BTech, engineering, they learn the remembering side of level of engineering. They don't develop insights. If they are to develop insights, they need a language. And people blame English. English, we need not blame English, because I will tell you this, two weeks ago, there was a debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. It was telecasted online. It is telecasted live. I am telling again, it's a presidential debate of America. I heard it throughout 90 minutes. Then I replayed once again for studying that. You know what? In this 90 minutes, American Donald Trump and American Kamala Harris, you please go and watch that video. They have not uttered single English word which is beyond 9th standard English of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. This is what the English level only required if you are to develop insight. Then why are we creating fear about language? Why are we creating fear about English? You take any of the major magazine like Newsweek or Time. Very rarely you see one word which is beyond our syllabus of 8th or 9th standard of any English board. But we are deliberately or we are unconsciously, we are putting fear and we are blocking a world view. That is the reason. That is the reason. Most important thing about acquiring any insight is having language. You know, there is an examination. Okay, that I will tell later. So only with language skill, we can come from remember to comprehension. I have seen in many foreign universities, before they start a subject, they give a vocabulary list of that subject. They speak about the root of that vocabulary. They tell that why this word has come. So once we understand the root of that, for example, if I am seeing that what is resistance, what is the root meaning of resistance, I can understand most of the electronics and electrical engineering very well. Similarly, what is a condenser? What is a conductor? Similarly, what is an adapter? Everything has got a root of English. When we understand this, our path is getting clear. We will be able to know so many things easily. So our first thing is we need language for comprehension. Now what is second thing? How students can grow from average, that is comprehension, to apply. Comprehension to apply, if one has to grow, the important thing is critical and creative thinking. Critical and creative thinking. That is the funniest part. You know why I am saying that is the funniest part? Right from 1956 Kothari Commission to 2020 NEP 2020, we are speaking about critical thinking and creative thinking in all policies. Go and search every syllabus of every university in India and see where is critical and creative thinking taught, where it is taught. Nowhere excepting one or two incidents I will tell you, because I travel all over India and abroad to conduct a faculty development program. Therefore, I will tell you, in some of the nursing syllabuses, there is a critical thinking. I was conducting a faculty development program for Directorate of Higher Education, Goa, in the month of June. There, one of the deans told me that they have introduced one critical thinking program there. Excepting this, I have not heard anybody speaking critical and creative thinking. That is the reason our team, we developed a special critical thinking module for every branch of engineering and management and main subjects. We have developed critical and creative thinking for mechanical engineering, critical and creative thinking for management, critical and creative thinking for biotechnology. We have developed all these things because these are all with about 300 micro case studies. Because unless we have critical and creative thinking, we are not going to reach apply level. We are not going to reach apply level of Bloom's taxonomy. Now, what is next? If one has to go beyond Bloom's taxonomy's apply level, one should have idea, exposure, and world view. We should have idea, exposure, and world view, because there is nothing called out of the box thinking. We can only think inside our box. How many means, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is considered as the most creative CEO the world has ever seen, CEO of Apple Computers. And you know what is his definition of creativity? Creativity is rearranging what we already know. That means if one has to become more creative, one has to know many, many things. That's the reason a person who watched more movies, a person who met more people, a person who has more life experiences, a person who has okay, here there is a thinking. Design thinking is different. Design thinking is not critical thinking. Please go and see the differentiation. And if a person is not good in critical thinking, it is very difficult to understand, develop an insight of design thinking. The reason is I am a specialist of design thinking, and I do many things in that. Okay, now coming back to this. Idea, exposure, and worldview. How much more idea we have got exposure to, that much creative we will be. And we need a worldview. For example, if you have to analyze, what are we analyzing? Similarly, if you have to evaluate, we should compare with something. If you have to create means you are developing something which was not existing anywhere. So these things are very different. Unless we have got idea, exposure, and worldview, we are not going to create anything. So when I am coming to this, I want to ask you one important thing. You know an examination called IELTS. IELTS, everybody says that it's an examination of English. No, IELTS is not an examination of English. IELTS is an example of cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Because when it is in the listening, you are not listening a particular fact, and they are not going to ask you a question where the answer is this fact. For example, you are not going to listen, New Delhi is the capital of India, and you are not going to face a question, which city is the capital of India. You have to listen. You have to create insights from that. Then the question is going to be very different. So similarly, when you are that is the same thing with the listening and reading. You are getting an input. You have to develop an insight. Then you are going to answer it in a very different thing. And when it is coming to writing, you have to create something on the spot. You are going to get some small question. You are going to create within 250 words. You have to create within that some half an hour. And when it is coming to speaking is the ultimate of human capabilities. That is the main difference between animal and human being. So speaking is the culmination of all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy, and that is what they are testing. And all Ivy League universities, all Australian universities, all UK universities, all US universities, why are they stressing IELTS? They are getting cognitive rigor. They get students with cognitive rigor. They are not interested in marks. They need only IELTS band, because that way they know that a person with the IELTS 6.5 and above can come to their campus and do many things, creative things. If IITs start taking IELTS or some equivalent examination, you will see IIT Bombay start doing some innovation. They will start making some real startup. IIT Madras will start doing something innovative. You will see situations are very different. That is ultimately, it is not happening now. It is not happening now. So these are the things. Ultimately, what we need to do is that cognitive rigor matrix, how we can raise our students from lower level to top level. See here, this is what cognitive rigor matrix, language for comprehension or literacy for constructing insights. Literacy for constructing insights. This is what required. Now, for raising the level from here to here in cognitive rigor matrix, one should have critical and creative thinking. And if we do not do this, we are not going to raise any level. And then we are going here, idea exposure and world view. We need idea exposure and worldview. That is the reason I was telling you in our module of critical thinking for mechanical engineering, critical thinking for marketing management, in that we are giving 300 micro case studies that will compensate for not gaining experiences in the past. Because in our societal, in our education system, we cannot expect our students to get such a thing from the past. But when a student goes through 4 years, when parents are sending their children for 4 years to an engineering college, that engineering college has got a responsibility. Many parents told me that, let them make at least my child a human being and send back. I am not interested them teaching something which one can immediately find on Google. Who wants that knowledge? So that is the reason. Let students get graduate attributes. Graduate attributes is the real thing. One has to gain from education. This is what actually we are looking through cognitive rigor matrix. This is what actually we are looking through, climbing through Bloom's taxonomies, each domain. Then we will see our country is going to be a developed country if this is achieved. But if we are going to remain fabricating the attainment calculation, if we are going to see that, if we are not going to consider Bloom's taxonomy's levels as an attainment, if we are not going to see, developing insight is the objective of education. That is what, if we are not going to see, as Swami Vivekananda said, objective of education is the ability to do something. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. This is what Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said. This is what William Spady is saying. Exit outcome. That is what I am going to tell you, that now how to use generative AI for attaining those exit outcome. Now you will see here a handsome young man. We will get only this photograph of his because he died young, he died handsome. He died at the age of 38. He is Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky is learning theory, that is cognitive constructivism, social cognitive constructivism. This is the theory used across the world, right from Peru, Canada, Mexico to North Korea, South Korea, Japan to Hawaii. You will see that everywhere this is the learning theory applied. But at the same time, you go and ask anywhere here, syllabus composers and all, which is the learning theory you are using, they are not able to say. It's a tragedy. We are not able to say, because here learning theories are not taught. It is something like, see, I sit in Pune. Sometimes I go to Bangalore by Volvo bus. if I get a feeling that my driver knows only automobile engineering, he doesn't know driving, then how will I sleep in that bus? That's the same thing. We must know the learning theories. That is what the need of the hour now. And the subject knowledge can come second. Means we should know how to make the student to receive, how to make the student to respond, and we should know how to communicate in an interesting way, so that even outside the class also, the student will think about this. Outside the class also, the student will use all electronic means to know more about that particular subject. Now let me show this is what 𝐊𝐿𝐼𝐾𝐲𝐧 pedagogical work. No, so whatever I have explained here in the last 1.5 hours, this was the most important thing I wanted to tell you. These are the three fundamental attributes, that is language for comprehension, critical and creative thinking, and idea exposure and worldview. These are the three things. If you are not doing this, you start a new university. You make so many people spend crores of rupees on marble that it will remain as a building. It is a difference between house and a home. House is a physical structure. Home is a place with some heart and emotion. So this is the two different thing. You can make a structure of a university. You can issue degree certificates, but no one is going to get any education from there. So we need to focus on these things. Language for comprehension. It will take students from remembering to understanding, comprehension level. Critical and creative thinking. That will take students from comprehension level, understanding level to apply level. Then idea exposure and worldview. That will take students from here to higher order thinking. Now I am going to stop this, and I am going to take you to another one called artificial intelligence for pedagogical excellence. Sijin, my screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible. It's on a play button. Yeah.
Yeah. See, in order to achieve educational excellence through the methodologies called pedagogical excellence, there are 100 and plus ways to use ChatGPT for an exciting classroom. You can use ChatGPT for every push which is required in all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy. That is, you can use ChatGPT to raise students through cognitive domain, raise students through affective domain, raise students through psychomotor domain. I am going to speak about that. Generative AI has been hailed as a game changer for teachers, as it offers the opportunity for creating personalized, interactive, and engaging content that can capture students' attention and interest. This module means about 110 plus smart methods. You know, teachers all over the world had been fighting against WhatsApp and Instagram to regain their students' attention. Then God sent generative AI and ChatGPT. Now teachers can beat WhatsApp and Instagram, because they can create exciting, contextual and relevant content for the classroom. So before we go for pedagogical excellence, pedagogical methodologies, I want to tell a little about artificial intelligence. Means this is very fundamental. I am explaining this because many people have the conceptual problem related to artificial intelligence. Many people think that, like you Google search, whatever we are getting from ChatGPT or generative AI, it is copied from somewhere. The first thing I wanted to tell you all is that in Google we are putting some keywords and we are getting search results. All these search results are in somebody's name. These are all created by somebody. So there is an owner for that. Whatever we get from Google, if you copy something, go to Google and search within inverted commas, you will see somebody is there who is the owner of this. It is copied from somewhere. But in the case of generative AI, that is not the case. In the case of generative AI, the content is getting generated for you based on the prompt given by you. That means whatever you generate, whatever you get from ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, or whichever, Llama, these are the sentences, these are not existing anywhere. These are all completely created for you by you. So there is no plagiarism here. Means you cannot really, you take it into inverted commas. Go there and search on Google. It will say nothing existing like this. That is the reason OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, they specifically told that if somebody is accusing you that you copied something, and then ChatGPT will come and fight that case for you. Means you need not fight that case. And here we need to understand there is a very big difference between AI generated content and plagiarism. AI generated content is not plagiarism because AI is only a tool. It is not a source. And if you, this generative AI, that's an extended brain for you. It's an extended brain. For example, you read a book and you are writing a paper based on that book. Means you will be definitely using the concepts you got from that book through the filter of your mind, and you are writing a paper. Is it a plagiarism? No, because you are educated with so many concepts around you. You are educated with so many syllabuses. Right from your kindergarten to your doctoral degree, you went through syllabuses, and you are the combination of, you are integration of those concepts. Whatever you do, whatever you produce, these concepts will have an influence on your writing. That is not plagiarism because you are creating something new. That is what exactly happening with the generative AI. Let me tell you two more concepts here. Concept number one. See, I am a mechanical engineer. One of my friends, he purchased 3 motorcycles, old motorcycles, and in his garage, he dismantled all 3 motorcycles and he built a scooter out of it. He built a scooter. He called me to see the scooter. I saw the scooter. It's a working scooter. That scooter was not existing before. He generated from this loose motorcycle pieces. This is what equivalent to generative AI. The OpenAI company, they took so much of data from various places. They dismantled this trained data and they loose and kept in such a way that anyone can with an idea can assemble and create something new. I asked my friend, can you make a table lamp out of this? He said yes. Within half an hour, he made a table lamp out of the loose pieces lying there. So this is what actually, this is an analogy for generative AI. You can generate anything. You are the owner. Such a table lamp was not existing. So now let me show you this. This is what generative AI and the way to make ChatGPT or generative AI work, you have to persuade that large language model to work. This persuasion is called prompt. Similarly, my friends, that I asked my friend, you make a table lamp. My asking to my friend was the prompt. And whatever that entire loose pieces lying there, that is the large language model. In the case of ChatGPT, these loose pieces of information, they trained and kept in some server. Instead of lying in their garage, it was lying in ChatGPT's server. So based on this instruction called prompt, you can actually get what you want from there. This is what the fundamental. Some more fundamental of this tomorrow I will explain before I go for generative AI for high impact research. Today I will show you that what are the things we can clearly see, clearly make with the ChatGPT. Okay, so I am going here that there are various sections here. Using ChatGPT to prepare for class means pre-class preparation. You can use ChatGPT in various ways. Using ChatGPT for providing instructional assistance. Next, using ChatGPT to help students practice critical thinking. Using ChatGPT to build creativity in the subject discipline. Using ChatGPT for creating assessments. Using ChatGPT for creating study aids. Using ChatGPT to develop classroom activities. Using ChatGPT to help students face examinations. Various ways for students to use ChatGPT. Using ChatGPT for computer programming. Diverse uses of ChatGPT in education. Then, how can smart teachers prevent misuse of ChatGPT in class assignments? Now, there are 100+ ways to use ChatGPT. All these things I will not be able to explain to you, but I will go to various important things and I will explain. Because we have got about 20 minutes more, I will explain these important things. But you can get this all 100 from LMS. All 100 information is there in LMS. So please visit LMS for that.
Artificial intelligence or AI.
So I am going to first one, create description.
Description.
You write a prompt. And the prompts are there in LMS. You create a prompt, you can get a course description. You can create learning goals and outcomes as per various levels of Bloom's taxonomy. For example, if you are teaching database management system, you want database management system, what should be the level of a student at a analyze level? Then you can create a prompt and you can get it. Then you will come to know that if a student has to attain analyze level on analyze factual, analyze procedural, analyze conceptual, analyze metacognitive, you can make a prompt and you can see that what should be the level there. Create a lesson plan and or a teaching manual. Now you have this much time for a class and you know in which class, which level, you can use ChatGPT to create craft class activities. You know that it is very important. Well begun is half done, even in classrooms. If you start a class with a good icebreaker, good stories, etc. See, we had an ethnographic survey all over India. I have personally visited some 260 educational institutions or institutions of higher education in India. I will tell you, I have visited an engineering college in Marthandam in south to Sundarnagar, Himachal Pradesh, one Jawaharlal Nehru College of Engineering. I have visited Government of Engineering Puj, that is in Gujarat. I have visited Dibrugarh Institute of Technology, that is in the eastern part of India, that is on the eastern part of Assam itself. In between, crisscross, hundreds of colleges. So this everywhere that parents have a complaint, students have a complaint. That is, teachers cannot tell stories. Teachers cannot tell a subject in an interesting way. Now with the ChatGPT, that complaint can go. Any subject, even the boring subject, can be made interesting. Identifying community building, volunteering activities. You can create relevant examples for any subject, even a chemical equation. Take that chemical equation and write. You will get a relevant example for that. Ideas for starting your class. See, this is another important thing of generative AI. You know that you will have, if there are 60 students in class, there are various ways of classification student. There is a work model, there is MBTA, there are various, there are students with various interests. You can always make class notes according to their interest, so that they will receive your knowledge. So it is very easy. It is only a question of seconds or minutes with the ChatGPT. This is an interesting thing, very helpful for any teacher. You tell ChatGPT, see, I have got a 1 hour class on this subject. You tell me what is the icebreaker. You tell me at least 3-4 examples of all critical points. You tell me some of the stories that students will interest, and you write the notes for this type of students. And you tell me what should be the flow of my class. You tell me when I take this in the class, what should I write on the board? And when I write that on the board, which is the image I have to show to my students. When you think, you just spend 5 minutes on ChatGPT, you will get a wonderful class rolled out in front of you. This is a wonderful thing. Any work, any project, in a convincing, transparent way, you can create rubrics. This is the maximum used or misused work with the ChatGPT or generative AI, that is creating presentation. I will tell you, I start working on generative AI from 2022. I have studied a lot. I have written 5 books on generative AI. Generative AI is practical applications. And the time I started working on generative AI, there were only 35 tools. Now there are more than 50,000 tools on internet. And most of them, when they started with the chat GPT, immediately somebody started chat PPT. This chat PPT is generating generating slides. But the main thing is that it is always better, don't use these type of tools if you are understanding prompting. There is no need to use any of the AI tools. All the 55,000 AI tools are based on internet. If you know prompting is the literacy of the future. If you have to, even from that textural to higher order to even to make a fake video, you need prompting. So therefore, the future usage of generative AI, it is maximum. Person who can prompt, that person is going to succeed. I am repeating, design thinking is not critical thinking. If someone has to do well in design thinking, that person should have a good knowledge of critical thinking, and most of the universities are not teaching that. See, there are, this is 28. Personalized study plans and support for students. This was the thing I was telling about. Work model multiple intelligence MBTI. Based on students' style, learning style, you can create personalized notes with the ChatGPT. Summaries and multiple choice questions. You can create an outline for any topic. All these details, because of the lack of time, I am only explaining what this is and how it is going to be useful, and you will get these details from LMS. Generate creative writing prompts. So these details are there on LMS now. So what I am planning is, let us have a discussion now. If anyone has got any clarification, I will answer. So I am going to stop the presentation here. Now we can have discussion on this. I will clarify the doubts of participants. And my request is, so please let me know anyone has got any clarification. Meanwhile, I will share my phone number with you. If any of you are not able to ask any questions to me, you can always call me and ask. My number is this 967-367-0033. Dr. Muthu sir, do you have any clarification? Okay, now let me respond to Dr. Ramu Golkanda sir. See, this is an interesting question. I am very thankful for you for asking this. Generative AI, many people think it is only unidirectional. Generative AI is very interactive. For example, in laboratory practical training, for each laboratory test you have, you can have ChatGPT prompts for that. For example, I will tell you one simple example of salt analysis. Salt analysis means you are given a salt in a chemistry lab and your job is to identify that salt. You can make a prompt in an interactive way so that each stage the ChatGPT will guide. You please don't think that this prompt will be there in learning management system LMS. If you are not finding it here, give me a call, I will send to you. Okay. Now, Dr. L. Christinel Olivia, tell us about prompting again. See, I normally take a half-day program only for prompting for pedagogical excellence. Today, within this time, it was not possible, but prompt engineering, there are many prompting techniques are there on LMS, but you can always go and search on internet. You will get many of the things. If you are not able to get any guidance, you please give me a call. I will tell you. See, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari madam. See, madam, your inquiries like this, ChatGPT based content is not fully covered compared to book content. Sir, how we can make it as informative? Madam, it has got a thing. The reason is ChatGPT, you just imagine, it's a big library, 2 kilometers wide and 40 kilometers long. This type of a library digitized, trained and kept in the server. It is for us to ask. If we are going to straight away ask many of the information you won't get, you need to understand ChatGPT's possibilities and ChatGPT's prompting techniques. That is point number one. Point number two is that ChatGPT is not very good for collecting facts. Means the ChatGPT is more for reasoning, thinking, creativity. If you need to pick up some fact, you please go to another LLM called Anthropic Cloud. Anthropic Cloud, you will get many of the facts and details there. How I do is that for wherever I need an idea, wherever I need creativity, I go for ChatGPT. Wherever I need a fact, I go to Google Gemini, or I mainly depend upon Anthropic. I will tell you, I love ChatGPT, I love Anthropic. I am not that big a fan of Gemini. So here, that is point number one. Second point is that these people are all looking there for money, so that you need to take a professional, that is pro version, if you have to do anything worthwhile. It is only monthly. You need not pay for a year. If you are doing a serious work, please go for a pro. I am not getting any commission, but I will tell you, I am a senior citizen. I believe after ChatGPT, I got some 15 years more to my life. Because the type of the work I do, I get that type of an input from ChatGPT. I am really happy with that. So therefore, if you are not able to do only 1%, pool, it is little illegal, but pool a little, you can go for that. See, now Dr. Rajiv Kumar, can generative AI be used in preparing teaching resources in subjects which are more mathematical in nature? Yes. But one thing, it has got you have to take special care. Mathematical notation, those things you have to use some other. I forgot the name of that software. You go there and you make your formula and copy it and put here. Then you will get it. See, Ramu Golconda sir, that demo video from generative AI, that our time has not come. Even now, even if you pay, means I'm telling, even if you pay money in professional, we are getting only 10 seconds video made. Even today, I searched for some of the most advanced tools on AI. I got only 10 seconds. That too, you have to pay very high amount. So please keep this in mind. A day will come, you will be able to create videos with your text prompt. I think I answered Ramu sir's question. Dr. Chitra, if you use ChatGPT for data collection and use the same information, can it come under plagiarism? It is not plagiarism. I will say it is immoral. It is illegal. It is not plagiarism. And if you want to try something new, if you are doing that, that is okay. That is okay. I also do, because if I am developing something new, I need a data set for trying that. I always tell ChatGPT to create it according to my wish. I specifically tell ChatGPT, make a data set in this way. Within 1 second, ChatGPT will make and give. But only thing is it's illegal and immoral. That's all. It is not plagiarism. What Anand Raj sir said, latex. I do not understand that. Any human touch in AI. See, AI is full of human touch. That is the reason we all like it. It is not a computer program. It is actually, now we are getting no coding software. Yes, okay. Understood. So software is latex for. Okay, sorry. Then, okay. I said ChatGPT and Anthropic. Anthropic is another LLM created by some people. They resigned from ChatGPT and started. Yes. So any more question? Okay. See, rephrasing using a software, does it come under plagiarism? See, it depends. If you are going to copy somebody's idea exactly, then even if it is in a verba, even if it is in different words, it is plagiarism. Always get somebody's idea, modify it through your ideas. That is the way our human progression has happened. So becoming somebody like that, contributing to the body of knowledge, contributing to the progress of the mankind. Ramu Golconda sir's question regarding RBT in science, mathematics and engineering, so many problems are solved by getting accurate answer. Yes, it is through. See, if you are not getting accurate answer, at least ChatGPT will tell the ways to get accurate answer. Means ChatGPT or LLM, you know that one. It is called Copilot. Co-pilot in the sense you are piloting an airplane and a person sitting next to you. That person is supporting for all your efforts. Actually, what ChatGPT Generative AI is doing, that it is augmenting you. What you are is getting augmented. If you are brilliant, if you have got life experiences, that is getting augmented. A person who is an idiot, his idiocy is getting augmented. There is no free lunch in ChatGPT. That is the reason I have got full faith in this technology, because it is not giving 0 into 5 is equal to 0, 0 into 5,000 is equal to 0, 0 into 5 lakh is equal to 0. So if a person is 0, ChatGPT is not going to make anything beyond 0 from him. What you are is getting augmented. Alma Academia, madam. Can teacher be replaced by AI? See, fake teachers can be replaced by AI. Tuition teachers can be replaced by AI. But a real teacher cannot be replaced by AI. AI cannot touch. AI cannot console. AI cannot inspire. AI cannot become a partner in learning. It is not possible. A true teacher cannot be replaced by AI. Why AI certification is important to submit article? Madam, I will just tell you one thing. Let me see my iPad. I will show you. You know, the reason is after the advent of generative AI, all over the world, all publication houses are bombarded with the AI generated papers. That is the reason they put a restriction that it should not be. But they know that almost every paper nowadays is written through AI. There is a very big difference between a paper written by AI and a paper written through AI. If a paper is written through AI, then it is not plagiarism. But actually, I was searching for something, but if I am finding, I will put it on LMS. It is something. It is here. You please search on Google MobiNet AI. MobiNet AI. Sure, I will write here. I found it now. MobiNet AI. There is an article called "Sure, I can generate that for you." Please search this. Please search this. You will get the answer for that. MobiNet AI. It's a title. "Sure, I can generate that for you." You know what? There are 20 published papers they found, and they searched for internet. They searched on internet. They searched all these papers. You know, sometimes ChatGPT says, "I am only a language model. I cannot answer that." This sentence is there in the published paper. This sentence is there in the published paper. So a paper generated through AI is not plagiarism, because the web version of Microsoft Word has got generative AI now. Google Docs has got generative AI. My Scrivener writing tool has got generative AI. So my mother tongue is not English. So when I write a paper, I go to any of these tool and I correct my English. So when I take this one and see, turn it in, it says that this much percentage is generated through AI, but it is not plagiarism. It is only a trick by publishing houses to stop people bombarding them with all AI generated published paper. Okay, any more questions? So Sijin sir, any more questions?
So there's one question. Plagiarism checkers are flagging this as text as generated by an AI and making it as
Yes, actually, that is one thing I answered in a different way.
Okay. Okay.
I answered in a way that it is actually a cover created by all publishing houses. But my request is that I have given a name and a link. Please read that. Every doubt will get cleared there. It is Mobinet AI. Sure, I can generate that for you. Please read that one. It is very clear.
Other than that, I don't see any questions, sir. Let me just check on YouTube.
Okay, please.
No, sir, I don't see any questions there.
Okay. So my request is that tomorrow we are going to have a wonderful session that is on artificial intelligence for high impact research. So some more information regarding generative AI, then we will go to high impact research and which are all the ways we can use generative AI for research. Okay. So let us have a very productive 2 hours tomorrow. Till then, okay. Goodbye and good night.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Suresh Namboothiri, for that wonderful session. We will see you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Everybody,
Okay.
please join in on time at 7 p.m. Sir will take the topic on generative AI in high impact research. So we will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, see you too.
Thank you. Yeah.
See you.
Have a pleasant evening. Yeah.